Hello Year 3 and 4 and welcome to your Tuesday learning journey. So like I mentioned before, we're going to have 3 days of this. Yesterday we looked at what we were proud of and why, and then we reflected on why pieces that take us a little bit longer and things that we kind of need to work on make us prouder than those that we can do straight away. So today's focus is about challenges and overcoming them. So we're going to look at the following question. What challenges have you faced and how have you kept going? So pause the video now, and before we even start, have a look through your work. What have you found the most challenging? But actually, what did you do that allowed you to keep going? Come and join me in a moment when we look at how to lay out our page today. Okay, so if you're joining me now, you've already started to think about your challenges. So here's your layout for today. The short date in the top left-hand corner, and then a linking thinking column down the side. Remember to leave enough space. Remember to leave enough space so that you can actually write into this column. So if you're joining me now, you're ready for the mind map that we're going to do today. If you're not quite ready, please pause the video now and come and join me in a moment. Please remember to underline in red if you do have a red pen. If you don't, do not worry. Okay, so again, our question is, what challenges have you faced and how have you kept going? You'll notice that again, this writing is slightly larger than the title and the linking thinking column. So have a go at copying down this question and then creating a nice neat border around it. Pause the video now and have a go at this. Remember to leave space above, below and to the sides, please. So today we're going to try and think of 3 examples. Now again, this is going to work very similarly to yesterday. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and go through your work. Now, I want you to have in mind, it's going to be something that actually, to start with, it was a really hard challenge. But then towards the end, because of something that you decided to do or a step that you took, you were then able to conquer it and you kept going. So we're looking for 3 or 2 if you're struggling, but we're aiming for 3 pieces of work or subjects that you found challenging, and then we're going to talk about how we've kept going. So for example, you could choose the whole of arithmetic and the fact that you find your methods in maths quite challenging, but you kept going and kept practicing. You could choose reading and how you find it quite challenging to read aloud, so practicing your independent reading every day has helped you and you've kept going by showing determination. So pause the video now, children, and go and have a look through either your learning journey, your workbook or dojo to find yourself 3 pieces or subjects that you found challenging, but you've kept going. Join me in a moment when you've got these 3 things ready. So here are 3 examples of things that you could choose that you found challenging. Remember, it is personal to you, so it can be as simple as the first point over here. Some of you may find it challenging to keep neat handwriting, but actually you've kept going this half term with it, and whenever I've asked you to have another go with neater handwriting, you've had a go. So it could be as simple as your presentation. I've chosen another one here that's a bit more specific. So this one is about short division. Now I know short division was in our challenge side of our arithmetic, so again you could choose this one if you wanted to, but remember it is personal to you. Then another example is quizzing on accelerated reader. Now what I've done is I've created a small little helpful hint box here. So there are 3 steps to each branch. The first branch is, what did I find challenging? Number 2 is, how did I keep going? So that's your method, your strategy. And number 3, what does this mean now? Okay, so let's keep this in mind for short division. So what did I find challenging? I found short division challenging. why did I find it challenging? So I'm going to add a little bit more detail to this anyway. So short division, because my times tables are not that great yet. Okay. So what it was and a bit of an explanation. So short division because my times tables are not that great yet. How did I keep going? So I used times table rock stars and to practice my times tables every day. So that's our method of how did I keep going. So I knew that I wasn't very good at it and I knew I found it challenging, but I used times table rock stars to practice my times tables every day. Then the next one. So what does this now mean? If I've practiced my times tables, I'm not only more confident in my times tables, but I'm also going to be better at short division because I can do it quicker because I'll be able to work out how many lots of that number are in the number within the bus stop method. I am more confident. Ooh, can't see that one. Let me move it out of the way. I'm more confident with my times tables and short division. So you can see how we've got the 3-step process here. I'm going to make that smaller so it fits. I know you may not be able to see it, but there we go. Okay, so 3 steps. What challenges have you faced and how are you going to keep going? First one, short division, because my times tables are not that great yet. What did I do about it? How did I keep going? I used times table rock stars to practice my times tables every day. What does that now mean? I am more confident with my times tables and short division. So you can see how I've done the 3-step process there. So if you want to pause the video now and have a go at one of these yourself, great. If not, I'm now going to show you the 3 steps for neat handwriting and quizzing on Accelerated Reader. Okay, so here are 2 more examples for you. Before I do that, I'm just going to demonstrate to you what I've added to this little box down here. So I'm just going to get a box ready. Okay, so this is our little helpful box. So we've got 3 steps. What did I find challenging? And please explain it. I didn't make that explicit earlier, but now I'm going to make it explicit. So please explain why you found it challenging. How did I keep going? And what does this now mean? So let's look at the quizzing on Accelerated Reader then. So quizzing, I've put what did I find challenging and how did I keep going? Quizzing on AR, and then I've put a bit more detail. My score was below 50% every time. So how did I keep going? If it was a small book, I read it twice to understand the book properly. So I've shown what I did to help myself improve or help myself conquer that challenge. Now I'm going to talk about what does this now mean? Well, it now means that my score is now above 80% each time. So I can now be proud of that outcome, although it was challenging to start with. Now let's look at neat handwriting. Okay, so what challenges have you faced? Neat handwriting, and how have I kept going? I practiced my cursive handwriting in almost every lesson and some extra practice too. Now what does that now mean? My work is neater and I don't have to redo it as much. So you can see how I'm saying what I'm finding challenging, then saying what I'm doing to try and conquer this, and then saying how this has affected my work. So pause the video now and have a go at creating this 3-step explanation. Something you found challenging with explanation, what you did to help yourself overcome this, what has now happened as a result. So if you're joining me now, you're ready for the linking thinking column. The linking thinking column is down this side here, okay? Now, because it's quite small on my screen and I want you to be able to see, I'm going to move this onto another page. So you will be writing in this section, but I'm just going to move on to the next page so that I can show you it in large. Okay, and in order to link our thinking together, why is it important to face challenges? What do challenges allow us to do with our learning and what do they help us to do? Pause the video now and have a think about why is it important to face challenges. So for this part of the lesson, I really encourage you to use your own words and have your own go. So it might be an idea for you to pause the video now and have a go at answering it before I even show you an example reflection. Think about when we do our writing, we do a point and we explain, and sometimes we try and back it up with evidence. So you could give a point about why it's important to face challenges, explain that point, and you could back it up with some evidence of work that you've done in your learning journeys or in your work from Dojo. So if you fancy that challenge, pause the video now and have a go at it, and then come back to me. So children, here are two examples of reflections for today. The green is a basic reflection linking why it's important to face challenges to my own example, and then the blue one at the bottom is one to stretch some of you and challenge you to think about deeper thinking. So here's the first one. Why is it important to face challenges? Facing challenges is important as it allows our knowledge and skills to grow and we can become better learners. I have faced the challenge of short division this half term, and because I persevered and practiced, not only is my short division better, but so are my times table facts. So here's this point expanded into a better reflection. When it comes to our learning, when we learn something new, it's not always simple and can be challenging, but this is important so that our knowledge, skills and character can grow. When faced with a challenge, it also gives us the opportunity to practice some of the character traits and work towards the gateways that we focus on in school. Just like talking back to being an explorer and seeking challenges. So our half term has been focused on seeking out challenges, so you know that your work has enabled you to work towards the gateway. For example, when I started to learn about short division, I found it challenging because I wasn't that confident on my times tables. However, through practice and determination, I got better at my times tables, and this helped me with short division. So because of this challenge, I am not only more confident in short division, but in my times tables too. So, again, like I said, you can feel free to magpie some of the wording out of here to help you write your own. However, I don't want to see my reflection written in your book, as I know that you can change this to suit yourself. So link it back to one of the points from your mind map. You can see how I've linked mine with my short division one here. So have a go at this today. It's a shorter lesson, and you also have the e-safety lesson to do today too. Enjoy and see you later.